I'm Sheila Brummer with Siouxland Public Media News. The Sioux City Council will be asked today to greenlight facade improvements for a historic 4th Street building. According to the Sioux City Journal, Bluestone Architecture has requested the council authorize a certificate of appropriateness for the former Alf's Manufacturing building on 4th Street. Ho Chunk purchased the building in 2021, along with 3 other buildings in one of downtown's most popular districts. The move is required by city code for proposed additions or modifications to buildings within Sioux City's historic districts. Plans call for a 5-story building to be remodeled into a mixed-use structure with main-level commercial space and upper-level residential units. Today, Iowa Governor Kim Reynolds announced $148 million of broadband grant opportunities. The governor says Iowans deserve access to reliable, fast broadband. This will be the 8th time the state of Iowa has given out grants, for a total investment between public and private money at more than $791 million. A leader in the successful 2010 effort to kick 3 justices off the Iowa Supreme Court says it may be time for a similar move after the current court deadlocked, preventing a 6-week abortion ban from taking effect in Iowa. The president and CEO of the family leader, Bob Vander Plaats, campaigned against the retention votes for 3 Iowa Supreme Court justices who joined the court's unanimous 2009 opinion legalizing same-sex marriage. Republican lawmakers passed a so-called fetal heartbeat law in 2018 to ban most abortions in Iowa, but due to court rulings, it never took effect. The 3 justices who did not approve the 6-week ban are not up for statewide retention until 2028. All 7 members of the Iowa Supreme Court were appointed by Republican governors. A final permit hearing to consider Summit Carbon Solutions' proposed carbon dioxide pipeline will start 2 months earlier than initially expected, according to a procedure schedule set Friday by the Iowa Utilities Board. The change came after a shakeup in leadership on the board. The former chairperson, Jerry Huser, was adamant in March that the weeks-long hearing would start October 23rd to consider Summit's roughly 680 miles of pipe that would carry the captured greenhouse gas from ethanol plants in mostly western and northern parts of the state. Instead, the hearing will start in August. The project is one of 3 pending pipeline proposals. The Iowa Capitol Dispatch reports Summit had sought a quick process, whereas opponents of the project wanted the hearing to be delayed to next year. Huser had overseen Summit's permit process since August of 2021. The project is among the largest and most complicated the board has considered. But in April, Governor Reynolds announced her appointment of a new member, Eric Helland, to the board to replace someone whose term was expiring, and appointed Helland as the new chairperson. Huser resigned less than a week later with an effective date of April 30th, when her position as chairperson was set to expire. Her term, though, would have expired in 2027. Reynolds recently told the Iowa Capitol Dispatch that her appointment of Helland, a former Republican state representative who most recently was a member of the Iowa Public Employment Relations Board, to replace Huser as chairperson was a standard procedure. There are about 1,000 parcels of land that might be subject to eminent domain requests. Because the board considers these requests individually during the permit hearing, they have the potential to significantly extend the length of the hearing, which could take months. The board said it will mail notices to landowners to gauge their interest in mediation. Feedback will determine whether or not the board offers it. The hearing for Summit will take place August 22nd in Fort Dodge. And crops are starting to show signs of stress brought on by drought. Iowa State University says there is leaf rolling with corn crops in north central Iowa. Soybeans are also short on moisture. Experts say some rain will be needed soon to keep crop conditions from getting worse.